bang that in somewhere. And you had piano in this too, right?
Yes.
You know what, let's go straight to that, and we've done that. That's already set up.
Sweet. So, welcome back to another episode of my Behind the Song, and this time I'm going to chat to you guys about Eyes Forward, which is available online now if you want to check it out and you haven't done so yet. So Eyes Forward was a bit of a different process for me songwriting wise this time. I was out walking Wilson, my dog, and the lyrics and the melody kind of came to me. And normally when that happens, I can hear how the guitar's going to be as well. But this time, I don't know, for some reason I didn't. So then I had to set about finding the right voicing for the guitar, which for me, I've got an infinite number of tunings that I like to use. And after going round and round in circles, I went right back to standard tuning, which is not real common for me, but I just felt like something a bit simpler and delicate was what suited the song for the message to cut through. It didn't need the guitar to be busy or anything like that, just needed to just sit there, hold the space and allow the message to sink in. So that's what I went with. So then I moved on to the pre-production because I knew that this was a track that I wanted to record. And the funny thing is, originally, first of all, pre-production, I do on this good old GarageBand. I'm sure most people have heard of it, and that's where I write. Here's a little example. So that's where I do my basic pre-production ready for the studio. So I originally thought that the instrumental would be done on piano. So that's how I heard it when I first had that idea when I was doing the pre-production, but when we got in the studio, me and James were like, it's not quite right. I don't know, I needed that instrumental just to hold the space and allow the message of the song to sink in at that point in time. And I felt like the piano was almost lagging, maybe. So while we were trying to figure out what we'd put in there, I just picked up my resonator and started doing some slide on it. And we were like, yeah, let's do that. It sounds great as a dobro, and it's just, I'm sure we made the right decision there. It sounds beautiful. It's not too busy. It just holds the space, allows the message of the song to sink in, and kind of a reflective period in the song, I feel. I hope. The other thing that I heard during pre-production, but I didn't have access to, was banjo. I thought that kind of percussive quality, just a nice little finger picking sitting underneath would be really cool. So I originally thought that I would hire somebody or get James Newhouse, who I was recording with, to play it, because James is good at everything. But instead, he's such an encouraging person for me. And he was like, well, why can't you do it? Here's a banjo. And he's like, these are the areas that you would want to be playing it in, because I hadn't played in that tuning before. And he's like, just see if you can find something that fits with what you have envisaged. And before long, I had this beautiful little finger picking part that I was like, I know this isn't probably the best banjo playing in the world, but yeah, that's how I heard it. So I'm really grateful to James for giving me the confidence to step outside of my comfort zone and try these things, and because I really enjoyed it. And it just kind of made me think that banjo has been on my bucket list for years. So maybe it's about time I did something about it. With a little bit of practice, maybe I could get it sounding really good. So other than banjo, the other instruments I layered were harmonica, there's some bass guitar in there which James played, and then some percussion which we both played a little bit of, and James just layered that. And then of course there was the electric guitar at the very end, which James also played. I'd love to hear back from you guys what you think about that little bit of distortion at the end of the song, actually, because I have had one review in a newspaper where it sounds like he wasn't too keen on it. And then after we had laid all that down, obviously it was time for vocals, the main part of the song, or the story. And when I was doing the pre-production, I kind of felt like maybe my voice wasn't sitting where it actually sounds best. I'm still getting to know my voice even after all these years, and I'm so lucky that when I go into the studio I've got James to bounce that off, and I was like, I don't know, what do you think? And we did transpose it slightly higher, and both agreed that my voice sat a lot nicer within that range. So I was still able to do the harmonies that I'd written really well, and yeah, I'm glad that we went for that.
Hear the call and feel the beat. Songs of your life are written like this.
So of course, when the voice tells the story, what is the story about? Well, Eyes Forward is a song about overcoming fear and procrastination. I wasn't in a very good frame of mind when the song came to me, and I feel like as my relationship with the song changed over the course of time, it really helped me and healed me in a lot of ways, and I hope that it can give that gift to some other people, or just be a lot of fun to listen to, because it's kind of a little dancey number and it's a bit poppier than my other stuff. But yeah, it was just this realization that even if we don't know where we're going or where we'd like to end up, as long as we just put one foot in front of the other, no matter how small it is, just keep moving forward, then, you know, hats off to you. Because it's not an easy task, and that's kind of why I felt like the world needed to hear the song. It's just that encouragement that, you know, don't be paralysed by the lack of confidence in yourself. Don't be paralysed by your fear of the unknown, or your fear of not knowing where you actually want to go. Sometimes we don't have any idea. That's all right. So just start with just, what are you going to do today? And go from there. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you feel about the song, how you've connected with it. And yeah, that's why I put this music out there for everyone to enjoy. So last of all, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Obviously my channel's really new. I'm quite happy to hear feedback from you guys about content you'd like me to create, and any other feedback or constructive criticism. Please be gentle. But yeah, I just feel that this is another way that I can connect with you guys and spread my musical joy out there, which is why I create music, to hopefully improve people's lives and make people happy. So yeah, hopefully I'm succeeding in some way, shape or form. Thank you. My cat, you guys. Oh my God. Please stop wailing. As soon as I start talking, he starts again.